he's fine.
What's going on, guys? Back at you again real quick with just a quick review of this this motorcycle jack scissor lift that I picked up on eBay recently. It's just a cheap no-name brand thing. I needed something really quick to get the tire off of my Honda, so I picked it up figuring, hey, you know, if it works once, you know, it'd be worth it. It was like $67, free shipping and everything. So my FJR has a stand, so it's not an issue, but I always had an issue with getting this one up. So I went ahead and got it. So we're gonna get into it a little bit, see if it works, see how it works and everything, and check it out. All right, so now the reason why I got this jack, you know, it might be obviously, you know, I mean, I have limited space with where I'm at. As you see, I'm in my tiny little parking spot once again, so I had to get something that was going to be, you know, I didn't want to get the big jacks that, you know, you have to step on and all this and that, and some of them are quite expensive. So this one here, I would tell you the name of it, but it doesn't have a name on it besides made in China. So instantly I'm like, here we go, let's see what this is all about. But at the time, I needed my back tire changed, and because of the pandemic, everyone was in the shops, and it was going to be an arm and a leg to get it done in a long time. So I figured even if it works just once for me, it'll be worth it. I didn't want to like it, I really didn't, but this thing is sturdy. First of all, it's very heavy. It is not a cheap feeling thing at all. It's just as heavy as any of those 2-ton jacks that you get, maybe slightly lighter, but it's solid. It's really good. So it scissors up. The arms go about halfway, so if you are really going to be jacking your bike up for some reason really high, other than like a tire change, then you know, you may want to secure it a little bit better with this, or have this off to the side. It goes from the bolts halfway, so you'll want to have this offset right as center as possible. But I really wouldn't suggest putting this thing way up high and using it as like an actual stand to be working on your bike. But as far as changing tires, it was awesome. So you just get in there. Now it's nice and flat. It's 3 inches and 5/8, so almost 4 inches tall. So it, you know, it slides under most bikes. It's going under no problem now. However, when I had a flat tire, it was lower, obviously, so I had to stand on the bike. But you know, I kind of lift it up and ease it under there. So putting a little air back in the tire, if you can get any air in the tire that may be flat, would help out with that. So before you can put the jack all the way under with some bikes, apparently mine as well, it's too low with the kickstand angle. It's a really far out kickstand and it leans it a lot. So you have to level the bike up before you can get the jack all the way under. You don't want to stay on the ground and just pull on the handlebar and try to level it while you're jacking it from off of the bike. You want to make sure you're on the bike so you can get it to a nice level spot. You got your feet on each side to hold it, and your hand on the front brake so that you're not misaligning where you already put the jack. Once you got it nice and upright, you can slide it past the secondary spot, and you're good to go to start jacking it up. You want to make sure that you stay in this position until you feel the jack come in contact and lift it up, and it becomes you know, stable on the jack. Now, as you can see, it's not up very much, and I already have the tire off the ground, so this would be enough for tire changes. I mean, if you have a plate or something that's in the way, sometimes pipe exhausts and stuff like that are in the way, so you can, you know, continue to crank. And even as I go further and further, this still remains rock solid on here, to the point where when I did change my tire, I took the tire off and I just left it, you know, I didn't secure it or anything like that, and I felt confident enough. I threw the cover on and left it overnight, actually, just sitting on the jack. So she held up, no problem. The rubber, of course, I mean, rubber's rubber. It's going to get dented up and tore up eventually, I suspect. But everything else looks like it's really solid. It's, you know, I hate to say it, but it's Chinese made, but it is made pretty well so far. It's doing the job. And the same thing when you were lifting it up, get back on the bike when you're going down with it, because it's going to release back onto your kickstand and it'll start tipping over, and you don't want that. You want to be able to go all the way down, and now you're on the bike controlling it. I can feel now it just loosened it. I can feel it wobbling. So it's loose. However, you go all the way down and pull it out while you're even, because it's going to go back into that lean that I couldn't get it into when we started. So back on the kickstand, there it is. As I was saying, you know that this it's not a name brand item. You know, it's made in China. As you know, it's off brand. That's why I didn't have a name to give you. But I'm sure any Amazon, eBay, any of those sites are going to have this on here. I paid about $65, $67 or something like that for this. So if you see something like this in that price range and it's not advertising a brand, man, if you need it for these simple applications, changing the tire. Also, you can slide it, you know, I didn't show you, but you slide it to the front and the same thing, you know, you can just pick the front tire up. And that's the safest way, I think, to use this this jack. And, you know, as I was saying before, trying to lift the entire bike and put it and then do work on it, you're definitely going to want to secure it a different way than that, because I just wouldn't trust it. You know, and that's more of you know, wrenching on stuff and moving it around. You never know, it gets bumped. So far, like I said, I'm having a hard time finding the bad and the ugly with it. There's a lot of good to, you know, right now. I mean, it's 60, 70 bucks, free delivery and everything. I mean, it's solving the problem. And like I said, it slips easily inside of my apartment. I put it in the closet, no problem. But it literally saves me almost $100 every year with getting my tires changed. I ride a lot, so my tires are toast like 3/4 of the way through a season. So sometimes it's 2 times in a season that I'm changing a rear tire. So, man, it works well. You know, if you're limited on space like I am, then it's a perfect tool to have, you know, to bring out and do what you got to do and save some money. I've saved money on the very first tire that I changed with it. Hopefully it helps out, guys. Just a quick review for you, down and dirty, just to see it working in action. Make sure you subscribe and like, guys. Live free.